Hi everyone, it's me, Mrs. Schreiber. Welcome to our math lesson for the day. You have been learning this week about centimeters and measuring using centimeters. And today I am going to talk to you a little bit about comparing lengths of things that you've measured. And because you've been learning about measuring in centimeters, we're going to measure using centimeters today. So if you're ever asked to compare the lengths or the heights or the widths of something, basically what you're being asked to do is to tell the difference. And for those of you that remember, that word difference means that we will be subtracting because the difference is an answer to a subtraction problem. So we have two Twizzlers here today, and we've been told to measure the Twizzlers using centimeters and to write a sentence to compare the two lengths. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to measure our Twizzlers. So if we look at Twizzler A, and I have my handy dandy ruler here, if I measure Twizzler A, I need to make sure I'm using the centimeter side because it told me centimeters. So I've got my centimeter side ready to go. And when I measure Twizzler A, I get 15 centimeters. So Twizzler A is 15 centimeters. I'm going to record that for me so I don't forget it, right? That's what we do when we've been measuring, is we record after we measure. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to line up my 0 at the beginning of Twizzler B. And when I look at my ruler, it's about 11 centimeters. So Twizzler B is 11 centimeters. I need to write a sentence to compare the two lengths. So if we look at Twizzler A and Twizzler B, the way they're set up right now kind of reminds us of those tape diagrams that we've been using. And we know that whenever we do this kind of stuff, we are looking to find the difference. So we're looking for this right down here where I put that line. If I could put a little question mark there, I would. We need to find the difference between them. When we're comparing, that's what we're doing. So that means that we're going to subtract. The equation we would write for this would be a subtraction equation. So when we do our subtraction equations, the greater number always needs to come first. So which is greater, 15 or 11? 15, that's right. And we'll subtract the 11 from it. And whenever we do these types of problems, we always need to include our label because there are lots of different units that you can measure in. So you need to make sure that you're clearly labeling that with the correct label. We measured using centimeters, so we use cm. 15 minus 11, I hope you boys and girls know, yep, that is 4 centimeters. So if we're comparing these two lengths, B is 4 centimeters shorter than A, and Twizzler A is 4 centimeters longer than Twizzler B. So we need to write one of those sentences, and you can write it either way. So I'll probably go with A because it's on top. I would write Twizzler A is 4 centimeters longer than Twizzler B. Just like that. There's our sentence that compares our two lengths. Right here it is. And that's our answer. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger and maybe I'll bold it. That's what we figured out. I always tell my boys and girls to underline their answer and the label in their sentence whenever they're done. So I'm going to do that too. All right, let's try another one just for practice. This says, how much taller is the big rainbow than the smaller one? Well, this must be the small rainbow and this must be the big rainbow. This time we're being asked how much taller is the big rainbow than the smaller one. They didn't tell us to compare, but anytime we have a phrase like this, anytime we start with how much and then a word like taller, shorter, longer, wider, how much more, how much less, how many fewer, all of those 3 words starting a question are cueing our mind that we're comparing. We're comparing the size. So, or the quantity. Today we're comparing the height. So I need to measure, and because we've been using centimeters, I am going to make sure that I use the centimeter side of my ruler. And because we are measuring heights, I'm going to go from the bottom. I'm going to line up the bottom of a cloud in the middle using this 0. I wish I could show it to you, but I just can't. So it looks like the shorter rainbow is about 4 centimeters tall, and the taller rainbow is about 8 centimeters tall. So the short one is 4, and the tall one was 8. And we should always be labeling these. So when I measured the height this way, that's what I got. So now what we need to do is we need to answer this question. When we compare in measurements, there's always the measuring part first and then the actual subtraction part. So how much taller is the big rainbow than the smaller one? First, we need to write our equation to show how we're going to solve this. Like all questions of word problems, you have to show the equation and then write a sentence. So what should our equation be, boys and girls? We're definitely subtracting because we're comparing, we're finding the difference between the two. And if you said 8 centimeters, you are correct, because whenever we subtract, we always have to start with the greater number, and 8 is greater than 4. You can't take 4 from 8, or sorry, you can't take 8 from 4. That would be silly. If I only have 4 fingers up, can I put 8 down? Nope. So we're going to start with 8 and take away the 4. All right, so 8 centimeters minus 4 centimeters. I bet you all know what that is. That's right, it's 4 centimeters. That's our difference. And now we need to put it into a sentence. So the question asked, how much taller is the big rainbow than the smaller one? So we can't go either way this time. We have to echo or restate these words. If it says how much taller is the big rainbow than the smaller one, we need to say the big rainbow. Yep, that's what it's asking about. The big rainbow is, what was our answer? 4 centimeters. And it asked us how much taller. So it's 4 centimeters taller than the little rainbow. And then, yep, we always should probably underline that answer and that label that we put on it. And boys and girls, that's how you compare measurements. So head on over to Freckle, check your From My Teacher section, see what assignments your teacher has there ready for you today. If they don't have anything, then move on to the adaptive practice. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.